Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the video. Welcome to my channel. This right here is the face of a dog who is afraid by fireworks. So he's going to be hanging out here in the garage with me while I'm making this video, which is just fine with me. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the roll cage that I've been making for Wratchet. If you followed some of the other videos, you're aware that I just made a fiberglass roof skin for Wratchet. And in the last video, I had the roof actually mocked up in the position where I wanted it. What I've been doing lately is actually building a roll cage right up to it. And you can see that what I'm trying to do here is build the roll cage pretty close up to the fiberglass. It's not touching it because I am going to have some real thin foam or something between the fiberglass and the roll cage. And then it, of course, will also have some fastening points, similar to how the front end is held on here. But I wanted the roll cage to come up as close as it possibly could to the fiberglass. Number one, to give it some strength, and number two, that'll give me lots of room inside the chassis here. I threw together some clips as I was making this piece back here and the short piece that connects with it. I just brought the camera around and I grabbed as much of that as I can. I'm gonna show that to you guys now just so that you have a little bit of an idea what I was going through when I built this piece. So let's take a look at that right now. So the roller that I was using is right here. This is actually the Harbor Freight tubing roller. It's nothing fancy. It's less than $200, and it's not an amazing piece of work, but it's not bad, and it got the work done that I needed. There's some better ones out there, but for the limited amount of rolling that I do, I picked this one up, and it was just fine for what I was doing here. The only issue that I had is, I don't know if you guys can see on here, but the top roller there got a little bit chafed on the inside. So when I'd be rolling stronger rolls, some of that roughness on the die there would transfer to the tubing. So if you see here, you see that little rough scuff mark, that's from that die on the roller. And essentially that transferred to all of the tube, which is not the end of the world, but it gives it a little bit of a rough look. So that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you what I'm working on here on the roll cage. I'm really happy with it. You know, my enthusiasm is up. I'm stoked. It's coming along like I want it to. I wish this rolled metal was a little bit easier to work with, or more, I don't know what the word is, a little bit more linear, not so artsy fartsy. I feel like doing stuff like this is more creative, or it takes like a creative touch. I'm sure everybody knows people who can take just metal and roll it and make it into beautiful structures. And that's awesome, but that's not me. I can't really do that. That's why I have to draw everything out and have it very dimensional, and then just follow those dimensions to make the pieces. So for me, taking a fiberglass roof like this that is all roundy and curvy like a marble, it's hard to strike dimensions, and it's hard to make sure that everything is perfectly square and even. As a matter of fact, I showed you the windshield, how it's two pieces. the reason that it's 2 pieces is I made it like 2 pieces so that when I was making it, I didn't know exactly how wide it needed to be or how much of a radius it needed or anything like that. So what I was doing is I was making it in 2 pieces, and I would take the 2 pieces and then I would put them together and make sure that all of their dimensions were exactly the same. And then I would put it back together and I would test it and I would make some changes and make some cuts, and then I would bring it back together and make sure everything is exactly the same, and then put it back. And so when I was done and I had that put together, I had a perfectly symmetrical piece that was exactly the same on both sides. And I put that up in place, and that was the very first piece off of this roll cage. And then I worked my way back and I struck as many dimensions off of the chassis and the base that I could, because I know that those are very, very accurate. I'm not going to lie to you and say that they're perfect, but they're really, really accurate. So as much as I would pull off of that, I could, so that as I worked the roll cage down, I could keep it as accurate as possible. And it came out really good. It's really good. There are a couple of areas that are a little bit off, a teeny tiny bit, but nothing that I'm going to lose any sleep over. So I'm real happy with it, and there is quite a bit of room in here, a lot more room than in Mauler, because the roll cage is built completely up to the skin of the body. So I'm really stoked about that. And I feel like it's really secure. It's not a roll cage that would probably meet any racing sanctions because everything's pieced together. But remember, I'm not building this to meet any racing class. This is what you would call a freestyle build. So I'm just kind of going along and making what I want. I mean, I'm still making it to be really high performance, but I'm not following any rule books or anything like that. So anyways, I'm babbling. Hope you guys liked those little clips of me working with the metal and working with the roller. And hopefully these videos are helping you guys with whatever you're working on. And hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Take care.